so something just showed up at the office today. Apparently, Mr. James P. Frill somehow got Ivanka Trump's phone number in his phone, and it's one of the greatest stories of today.
238 people have accomplished the 2 Club. We needed the first week of April, 60 days.
There's no way. All right, so something just showed up at the office today. What is it?
Super big, I don't know.
It is huge from Dan Usher.
That is crazy.
Dan is one who did the Funnel Hacking Live sales videos every year, so if you've seen those, it's Dan's. And I had an unsolicited gift from him, it looks like, and this thing is huge.
And it's fragile.
All right, so we just open it. Check it out! Holy cow.
That is awesome.
It's the ClickFunnels logo with all the thousands of little pictures from like...
everything. Look at
These
how
are all
cool.
the people at the different Funnel Hacking Live events and wherever he's been.
Look at how cool that is.
Dude, that is killer
that is
cool.
actually...
We talked about doing a wall like this at Funnel Hacking
This is like
Live.
one of the coolest gifts ever.
That is insane.
That's really cool. Get Brandon's face.
Dude, that
Steven.
is killer.
Where's my phone?
That's
Yeah, I
super
got it.
cool. So awesome.
So, you're about to ruin my life.
About to ruin your life.
Dave just asked him, hey, so if we're gonna hit the New York Times in August, when does the book have to be done? Guess what they said?
What?
We needed
Tomorrow.
the first week of April, 60 days.
There's no way. We have
We have
Funnel
a
Hacking
live
Live event and they
have-
want it that day. I start crying.
But prior to that,
What if we said we wanted to do it in September instead of August?
I can totally easily do that.
What about October instead of
Yeah.
September?
So honestly, but the only issue to this is the best months for business books to get New York Times with the least amount of competition are July and August.
Well, that's convenient.
We could push till the end. So that was for that was a August 15th date. If I can buy you 2 weeks. Not that that's that much, but.
I met a girl, she liked to party, she liked to dance, she wasn't boring, I was naive and
All right, so apparently Mr. James P. Frill somehow got Ivanka Trump's phone number in his phone, and it's one of the greatest stories of today.
All right, so how in the world did you get Ivanka Trump's cell?
All right, so short story is I've been doing a lot of prank calling my whole life, and but I was hanging out with a friend of mine, and we were prank calling people, and he's like, oh here, prank call this phone number, and I was like, who is it? And he wouldn't tell me, and it was a 212 number, New York, and I was like, all right, fine. So like dialed the number, and I'm like ready to just like make up whatever. And it goes to voicemail, unknown number, right? She didn't know who it was. And it's like, hey, you've reached the cell phone of Ivanka Trump. And I was like, dude, you had me prank calling Ivanka Trump. Like, what the heck is wrong with you? So I was like, I'm going to save it just in case I might need it someday.
So you think she's changed her number since she's now in the White House?
I haven't called it back, Dave. I don't know.
We'll wait until we need it.
That's right.
You don't cash in all your chips until you need them.
All right, so just jumped into the Uber and heading out right now to my doctor's appointment. What ended up happening was I ended up having to have emergency surgery January 2nd, 2 weeks ago, because my vertebrae basically were closing in and on my spine, which was inflicting a massive amount of pain. And so right now, fortunately, the surgery went well, but now I'm trying to get rehabbed as fast as possible. I'm hoping that I can at least start working out. So keeping my fingers crossed here as we go to the doctor that he says we can at least start physical therapy and then start working out, all in an effort to get buff here for Funnel Hacking Live. So, a little backstory here. Years ago, I actually was accepted to medical school, was supposed to go to medical school. 2 weeks before, I chose not to. So when he says laminectomy, I kind of actually knew what it was. Let me kind of show you what I ended up having done. This here is a cross-section of a vertebrae. This here is your spinal cord. This is what they call a spinous process. And these things here are called your lamina. And these here are your transverse processes that kind of go to your spine. So this here ended up, they get cut through here, and they had to roto-rooter all of this thing in here because my bone was growing into my spinal cord, squishing this, which was giving me all the massive pain and the drop foot, so I couldn't control my foot, I had massive pain in my legs, it was like pins and needles just stabbing me, ow, 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 all the time. On my left, from my hip to my knee, and on my right, from my hip all the way down. Yes! Doc just came in, clean bill of health, all the fun activities can start now. Yes. Guess what? Today's been one of those crazy days where it's been podcast interviews with some of the epic people, but one of the most epic ones I have the opportunity of interviewing is the one and only Lin Tran. Check him out! And unfortunately, I have my headphones on and you can't hear him, but he's saying, "What's up?" All right, today's our last fat event ever. Let me kind of show you how this kind of works. So when people walk in the office, boom, obviously, what do they see? They see ClickFunnels. And then they're gonna come over here, and what do we have? All of these name tags. I can show you some of the people we got coming.
We're at the event today. We got about, I think, 20, 25 people from around the world. We got people from New Zealand, like Liz Benny's gonna be here, a bunch of other people, and we're doing a fat event. It's the last fat event ever on this topic. We may do fat events on other topics. This is the last fat event ever on the Perfect Webinar. So we're gonna be teaching, I'm gonna be doing a story workshop for the next 3 hours today. A bunch of other fun stuff, so.
Last fat event.
Last fat event.
You gonna be able to do this?
Without crying, I don't know.
Tears.
I'm really excited.
Tears will be shed. It's a sad moment. We're burying this one.
If not publicly and on camera, then certainly over the corner. In private.
You're private one.
The one and only Liz Benny. I'm so. Requirements work. All right, so I just heard from Miles this crazy thing that's been happening here. So if you guys, a little backstory here. We started this thing, this is our 2 Comma Club wall, and we started this at Funnel Hacking Live 2017. And I believe when we first came back, Miles, we only had what, 2, maybe 3 rows?
Yeah, probably 2.5.
2.5 rows.
So we were none of these were here, probably from like right here to right here. And since, what, maybe March or April, we filled this row. Now we filled this row. Now we filled this row. We thought, crap, where do we go next? So we went across the wall here and started going down here. And then we said, well, crap, we'll run out of room over there too. So we went across this side over here and down this side. And we said, crap, we'll run out of room. And then we started filling it in here. And we only had 32 spots available.
Whoa, wait a second. I can't even film this fast.
Sorry.
So.
Now, there's only 32 spots available on this wall, right?
Little spots here.
15 plaques are being made right now as we speak, and 17 are on order. So every single space in here has been accounted for. While we're doing the 2 Comma Club program, it's over. Sorry guys, if you didn't make it. Just kidding. But we're done. We filled the whole wall in a year.
That's crazy, in less than a year. 238 people have accomplished the 2 Comma Club. So now we have a huge dilemma, and that is, where do you go next? And so maybe we need to see if I can go bug Brent and see if Brent will buy us a new building. So let's walk in here and just see. We've got an 8 Comma Club plaque, 8-figure plaque coming for us. I'm just kind of curious as far as, can we just buy a new building?
Absolutely. We gotta house these things.
Ask and you shall receive. You see that? That's all it is. Just come in, ask, boom. Sure thing.